It's the start of Season 2 then of London's finest with Arsenal. We have spent £100 million over the summer. We kick off the season as well in a North London derby. Let's hope Season 2 is a little bit better than the end of Season 1. Before we delve into the £100+ million worth of transfers, if you are new to the channel or you're just not subscribed for whatever reason, do remember hit that subscribe button, it helps me out massively. Also, if you are enjoying the videos, like them, please do, because it bumps them up and down in the algorithms and all sorts of good YouTubey stuff. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the transfers then. We start with the outs, and we start with Mohamed Elneny, who was a player that I was trying to get rid of for all of last season, and about 15 clubs from China kept bidding for him, and then he never wanted to go. Luckily for us, Bournemouth have bid for him, and then he's moved to Bournemouth. It's about £17 million, I think £17.25 million, which we could have got more money if he did go to China. He didn't obviously go to China. Bournemouth's definitely not in China, but Elneny has moved on. The former Southampton defender Callum Chambers has moved over to Spain, apparently. £30 million is what it has cost him. His season on loan last year at Valencia clearly made him a good option for Spanish sides. £23 million up front, potentially rising to just under 30 at £29.5 million. We were never going to play Callum. And another player making his way over to Spain is Nicolas Pepe. Much like Elneny, I was trying to sell him. Chinese clubs absolutely were throwing money at me. Literally £40 million Chinese clubs were throwing at me. And he just refused to go to China. He has, however, gone to Real Sociedad in Spain. It's about 17 million up front, but potentially going all the way up to 27. It's not the most money considering they spent 72 million pounds on him, but he didn't play for us. A lot of the time he came off the bench, he wasn't particularly convincing, so Pepe's been moved on. Now, there is obviously a lot of transfer business still to talk about leaving the club. We've spent 100 million pounds joining the club. Let's take a look. We're going to start small, £450,000 for a 16-year-old new gen from St Johnstone. Scott Guest has come in. He is, like I said, 16 years old, central midfielder. He's got 3.5-star potential. He kind of popped up on my scout reports and I went, yeah, he's not bad. I can get him for cheap. We'll bring him in. Obviously, he's not a marquee signing. Working our way up in terms of value, next up is Lirim Kastrati, who we signed basically as we were playing Dinamo Zagreb in last season. He's come in for £6 million, potentially rising to £7 million. Not a bad bit of business, I think, for a 22-year-old Kosovan winger who is extremely fast. 20 pace, 18 acceleration in terms of ability with the ball. However, it's not amazing, but I'm just hoping he's really quick. I mean, he is really quick, we can see that. For just over £11 million, we've signed Swiss right-back Kevin Mbabu. He has come in because basically we didn't have a backup for Bellerin all season, and I think we've gone and brought ourselves a pretty good one. Like I said, just over £11 million, I think £11.75 million, formerly of Wolfsburg, young boys in Switzerland, and a little bit of Newcastle, where he didn't really play. Mbabu's probably going to be on the bench a lot. There's always one silly signing for me during every transfer window, and this year it is Wilfried Zaha, which I would argue isn't as silly as, say, Graziano Pella was last summer. Zaha has come in, obviously, from Crystal Palace. I think they got relegated, which is why we were able to get him for very, very cheap. We've actually lowered his wages as well. He's on 130k at Palace. We've got him for 100k, £12.5 million, potentially going up by an extra 250k. I think that's after he plays games for the Ivory Coast, which he probably will. He's going to be a bit of a rotation player. Luckily, he's in as a squad player. Moving up in the world in terms of money, but moving back in terms of position, it is Alexander Nubel, who is the Bayern Munich goalkeeper. We've signed him for £23 million. He is going to probably be our number one keeper. I wasn't too keen on our main goalkeeper from last season, so we brought ourselves another one. Obviously, it's another German goalkeeper, but we've done it anyway. I think Nubel is going to be good. He's still only 24 years old, got plenty of time to develop as well. Wasn't playing a lot for Bayern Munich because they've got like 3 really good keepers, so Nubel's no ours. Another player signed from a relegated side, it is James Ward-Prowse. He has cost about £25 million. A lot of these deals, by the way, are spread out. They're not like £25 million up front. It's like probably £7 million up front, and then the rest of it is in instalments and various other things. So when I'm not even at the club anymore. But 26 years old, English central midfielder. I've brought him because, obviously, as a set-piece specialist, really. Corners 16, crossing of 18, free kicks of 16 as well. His work rate is absolutely superb at 19. Teamwork and vision is superb as well. He probably will be our box-to-box midfielder, playing quite a lot of football for us. I often sign players based on this shape. James Ward-Prowse does not have a good shape. Nothing is really outstanding, but he's just got some really good sort of solo attributes. His corners, his crossing, the things I've already mentioned, really good on their own, and I think combined makes them really good as well. But he is lacking some of the more, not lacking, but he's kind of some of the more obvious things that you want from, say, a central midfielder aren't as good as they perhaps could be. For example, his passing is only 15. You'd maybe want that a little bit higher. I'm just waffling. Ward-Prowse is in. He's very good. And the final player to join the club is Rafael Guerreiro from Borussia Dortmund. Now, I did a Borussia Dortmund save earlier on in the year, and Guerreiro was an absolute superstar in that save. A lot of it, I think, was because he was taking corners, which obviously, because of the previous person we've mentioned, Guerreiro might not be taking them, but he is going to be our left back. He's going to be our left back for the season. I know he's versatile. We can play in the middle of the pitch very, very well in the middle of the pitch, might I add. But yeah, Guerreiro will be our left back. I think he's a lot better than Tierney. He has cost a fair amount of money, £35 million, but that was his minimum fee release. We couldn't have gotten for anything less, and we had to pay it all up in one lump sum of £35 million. Now, the transfer window is still open. We've got about £30-odd million still to spend. I don't know whether we're going to spend it. We've got some other transfers to talk about too. Mainly loans. People leaving the club on loan deals. We're actually looking at technically last season here, but you can see William Saliba, he went out on loan. No, that is last season. What am I talking about? Renarsson, the goalkeeper, going out on loan to Young Boys. Some guy called Stuart Edwards has gone to Chelsea. I don't even know who he is. Harry Clark has gone to West Brom. Don't know who he is either. Kays Ruiz going out on loan. We can see Jordan McAnuff going to Watford under 23s. Apparently Mustafi leaving on a free transfer. Trey Coyle leaving the club going to Watford. Baumgartel going out on loan to Udinese, which I think is going to be a good bit of business. Ballard, Willock and Martinelli all going out on loan for various fees. Balogun to Portsmouth and Ketcher to Dortmund. This one might be a bit of a problem because I feel like Nketiah might have been our fourth choice striker. And I'm thinking Graziano Pella might be on the downward slide at the moment. So, yeah, we kind of hope that we're not going to miss him. We've got £38 million still to spend. So, plenty of money still in the coffers if we want to buy anybody new. But I genuinely don't think we do. So, this is our squad. And I would say it's a little bit too big at the moment. I have basically sorted out individual training for everybody in the positions that I'm expecting them to play. You can see we've got 3 right backs, Bellerin, Maitland-Niles and Mababu. We've got 4 left backs in Saka, Tierney, Guerreiro and Kolasinac, who is unregistered. Nobody wants to sign him. We've also extended the loan deal over at Ronald Araujo, and he's unregistered. So I'm tempted to just cancel that when we get the chance. I'm thinking central defensive partnerships this season. It's going to be Gabriel, and it might be Konstantinos Mavropanos, if that's what his name is, or even Rob Holding. You know, Rob Holding, he's actually pretty good. He's not a terrible goalkeeper. He might be a terrible goalkeeper. He's not a terrible centre-back. We've also got, obviously, Willy Bolly is still here as well. I've just completely ignored him. It's going to be Gabriel and Willy Bolly. Moving further up the pitch, Wijnaldum, Ward-Prowse, Zaccagni, Torreira is back from his loan deal. Guendouzi is back at the club, but he's probably going to be going out on loan because he's unregistered currently. Partey's here. Xhaka is still here as well. Going even further forward, we've got Willian, Castrati, Zaha, Reece Nelson and Emil Smith-Rowe on the wings. Lacazette, Pella, Aubameyang and Milik are our strikers. You can't quite see their names because they're behind me. But that is our squad for the season. We have to play Spurs, a North London derby in the first match of the episode. It's a week away, so we're going to go forward and we'll be back in just a minute. Right, we are a few days away from the Spurs game, but we are back because Mohamed Salah, the Southampton defender, who in real life at this current point of recording has yet to play a game for Southampton. I was trying to sign him over the summer because I know he's got a lot of potential and he's still very young, so he's obviously got plenty of time to hit it. And he basically, Southampton rejected it. He's now handed in a transfer request, which means £24 million. It's steep. It's not as steep as I was expecting. Right, trying to do some negotiating. We're going to go for 7 million and 21 million. I know it's more, but because we're paying it in monthly instalments, it means that they're less likely to accept it if we just go 24. 28, you're getting 4 million extra. They're still negotiating. They want 10 million basically up front. We'll pay you a little bit. We'll pay you 25. Let's go with that. They're happy with that. 25 million for Salisu. Might be a bit steep. Right then, opening game of the season. It's a North London derby against Spurs. It's been a while, by the way, since I played the last episode, which was the Europa League final, so I'm a little bit happier now, basically. It's going to be Nubel in goal making his debut. Bellerin, Bolly, Holding and Guerrero will be our back four today. Ward-Prowse and Partey in the middle of the pitch. Willian and Zaha on the wings. Aubameyang and Lacazette will be our strikers. On the bench we have Leno, Maitland-Niles, Wijnaldum, Milik, Tierney, Zaccagni and Liram Castrati all on the bench. I'm tempted to give Milik a run out, actually, because it was Aubameyang, wasn't it, who scored stupid amounts of goals last season. He got 17 in the league, whereas Lacazette got like 7 in the league. Yeah, so we're going to go with Milik and Aubameyang as our strike partnership. We also need to make sure that we've got the right people taking corners and free kicks. Now, I don't know whether it's worth having right-footed and left-footed people on certain sides. I'd argue we probably want to do that, don't we? On the right-hand side, you want a left-footed taking it. Yes, just had a... yeah, that's what you want. And then on the opposite side, you want a right-footed player taking it. Free kicks-wise, I mean, we'll stick you on there as well, just to make sure that we've got a couple of options. Free kicks is going to be Ward-Prowse from every angle. It's then going to be Willian from every angle. And then I guess we want Milik ahead of Guerrero? I feel like that's a bit unfair. I kind of want those to just roll a dice to see, who's going to take it. It's not ideal that this is our first game of the season, is it? It is really not ideal that we've got a good Spurs side. We're obviously a good Arsenal side. We finished third place in the table last year, but we don't really want a derby match on our opening game of the season. We're at home, I guess. That's something to cling on to. Just realised as well, we're at home. I mean, I don't know why it's taken me so long to realise we're at home. We're also on TV, which is why we get the extra long introduction to the match. So hopefully we can carry on our decent first season. It wasn't amazing, but it was probably better than a lot of people expected, probably me included. We got Champions League football. Holding has this ball forward. Thomas Partey to James Ward-Prowse, deep in his own half for the moment, but the box-to-box midfield is going to run with it. Willian back to Bellerin. He's going to use his pace to get down that right-hand side and does so. The Spaniard cuts in, keeps going towards goal. He's going to shoot, isn't he? Bellerin does shoot. Why did he shoot? Why would a right-back do that? He'd get into the 6-yard box and panic and have a nosebleed. Guerrero with the throw to Wilfried Zaha. I'm expecting big things from Zaha, by the way. I'm expecting Willian levels of performances. Guerrero's done superbly well there. He's managed to get a shot away, but Spurs have cleared the ball and they're now countering. It's 2-on-2. This isn't good. Pedrinho's gone out wide. No one's gone with him. Pedrinho against Nubel, and Pedrinho scored. What happened defensively there? We had two centre-backs. I'm assuming it was Bolly and Holding, who was still back, that just followed Harry Kane, and nobody else went with Pedrinho, who's running with the ball. We started so well. We genuinely started this match so well, and we've been caught by a single counter-attack and a bit of poor defending. Thomas Partey has this on the left. Wilfried Zaha picked up an early yellow card in his Arsenal career. Crosses it in, hits Pedrinho, the goal scorer. Aubameyang back to Partey. Is he going to cross this in? Don't get tackled. What are we doing? Don't counter-attack again. Rob Holding wins the header. Ward-Prowse flicks it down. This is good. Partey across to Willian. Bellerin's making that run. I thought he was going to try and get it to Bellerin. Doesn't manage it. Spurs' attempts at clearing the ball just seem to be just lump it upfield and hope that someone's fast enough to get on the end of it. Guerrero's down that left. Cross it in, my friend. He does. Aubameyang's there. Looked a bit weird. He was facing away from goal. Put the ball in the back of it anyway. Lovely cartwheel to celebrate. It's 1-1. So we've gone from the bottom of the table, technically, to the very top of the table because we are now on I guess, alphabetical order. Pedrinho to Doherty. Back to Ndombele. Is he going to get tackled? Somebody steal this away. Harry Kane kicks it into Rob Holding, but Holding's clearance isn't very good. Bellerin's head does find Willian. Lovely through ball to Arkadiusz Milik. Milik has to score. Milik does score. And after such a long injury last season, I mean, he missed about 3 months of football last season. Milik is back in the starting 11, back in the goals. 29 minutes and about 20 seconds on the clock. Makes it 2-1. Puts us definitely at the top of the table. Pedrinho's corner. It's cleared by Bellerin, but not very far. Pedrinho gets another chance, crosses it in. Højbjerg is there, and the former Southampton man blasts it wide of the post. And we're going to see the goal kick. Nubel to Willy Bolly. On the right is Willian. I can see him with a bit of space there. We've gone to Bellerin, back to Bolly, who's also picked up a yellow card. Holding goes long. Aubameyang doesn't win the header, and now Harry Kane has it for Spurs. Still a bit of time in this first half to go. Ward-Prowse has stolen it away. Willian through ball to Milik. Is he going to get second of the game? He really should have done. It's a good save from the French keeper. We win a corner with about, 7 minutes left of the first half? It's going to be Rafael Guerrero to take it. The Portuguese right back. It's found Rob Holding. Of all people, it's Rob bloody Holding. It's 3-1. I don't know whether that counts as a Guerrero assist, because I think as it came in, it hit somebody else. So it came off of one of the Spurs players. I'm not sure who it is. I'm going to go with Højbjerg. It's Harry Kane. It's a Harry Kane assist. Half time then, and I would say our new signings are doing a pretty good job against Spurs. Going 1-0 down wasn't ideal, but it was a counter-attack, and there's not really a lot you can do about that. Apparently, Guerrero has 2 assists so far in this match. I'm very happy. Everyone's inspired. We're just going straight into the second half. There is no point in changing it when you're already 3-1 up. Ward-Prowse with a free kick on the left-hand side. Rob Holding's got his second. If Rob Holding scores a hat-trick in the opening game of the season, this game is broken. I want to get like 5 or 6 goals in this game now. I just want to destroy Spurs as much as possible. I think in last season's game, FM20, I did a save as Tottenham and they fired me in about March in the first season. Got a bit lucky there, didn't we? So yeah, I would love to absolutely smash them. Just over an hour in, I'm looking at some of our players, and players like Thomas Partey and Zaha struggling a little bit with fitness. I think Zaha's missed quite a lot of pre-season with a little bit of an injury as well. Willian's got this. He's running towards the referee, keeps going across to that left-hand side. Still going. Willian goes for goal. Not a very good effort from the Brazilian. Goes well wide. Is it time to do ourselves a substitution or 3? Think it might be. I'm thinking we're going to take Willian off for Castrati. We're going to give Castrati a chance. He's obviously, all he's got is pace. That is basically the main thing that he's got is pace. We're going to bring him on anyway. We're also going to take Thomas Partey off for Wijnaldum because Wijnaldum is arguably too good to be sat on the bench. I think what we've done over the summer, what I've done over the summer is I've strengthened in the right positions. We've got a lot more depth than we had last season. We're not relying on kids to try and fill the benches. So yeah, hopefully we can have a little bit more strength as the season goes on. Aubameyang still has this ball into the penalty area. It's fallen to Ward-Prowse. It's fallen to Aubameyang. He was offside from the Ward-Prowse effort. It should have been 5. It really should have been 5. I mean, I don't know why they're kind of... It's definitely not counting, right? They're doing a VAR check. He was offside. Apparently Milik was the man to wander into an offside position. I mean, how about 3 of the strikers, even the one who scored? Ward-Prowse with another corner. Is this Rob Holding's moment? Harry Kane gets that ball clear. He's the only one there. Castrati, you've got all the pace and didn't want to use any of it. Ward-Prowse, edge of the area, gets tackled by Dele Alli. Crosses in anyway. Aubameyang across to Wilfried Zaha. And Willy Zaha makes it 5-1 against Tottenham Hotspur in the North London derby. What a start to Season 2 of Arsenal. If it keeps going this way, we're going to be champions. That was optimistic. Probably shouldn't have said that. Although imagine if we were. Final 10 minutes of the match, we're going to do one final change. I'm thinking, what do we do? I've got no centre-backs on the bench, really. We'll bring on Zaccagni, I think, no, Ward-Prowse is playing well. I don't know what, I want to change something, but I don't know what. Maitland-Niles is going to come on for Bellerin. I didn't even put Mbabu on the bench, did I? That's what I was looking for. I was looking for Kevin Mbabu, thinking he can come off the bench for the final few minutes, but no, we'll do Maitland-Niles. We are ticking away into injury time. 16 shots, 12 on target. A 5-1 victory at the Emirates against North London rivals Tottenham Hotspur. Rob Holding with a brace. Rob Holding gets man of the match somehow. I'm a little bit smug right now. I feel good. I feel very good. After the end of last season, I was a little bit wary about how this season's going to go. But if we can win 5-1 against Spurs, then I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. Sarri is fuming after being hammered as well. Apparently he's the Spurs manager. Guerrero impresses on his debut. I think he got 2 assists. Ward-Prowse obviously got an assist as well. Zaha got on the score sheet. It was a good day all round, wasn't it? For absolutely everybody involved. All the new signings seemed to click. Every single one of them that was involved seemed to have a very good game. And I guess we're going to end episode 1 here. I was going to go forward to after basically the 3 o'clock kickoffs on the Saturday have played. But you know what? I want to be top of the table at the end of episode 1 because I think that looks pretty good. Also, Rob Holding is the top scorer in the Premier League. That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back just after the transfer window shuts. So there's not really a lot of time. We're going to play 3 matches in between episodes. And we're going to come back for Wolves and Manchester City. So it's going to be 2 relatively tough games. We've got Sheffield United, Villa and Leicester in between. So hopefully we can pick up maybe 6, maybe 9 points from those matches. That'll be good. Hopefully we're still at the top of the table. Thank you very much for watching episode 1 of season 2. If you did enjoy, do remember, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell. Put in the comments any things that you think I'm doing wrong, things I'm doing well. Who's your best signing? Yeah, who's your best signing in Football Manager? Who's my best signing as well in this save? And I'll see you in the next one.